Side Scrollers is brought to you by you. If you'd like to support the show, head over to patreon.com/sidescrollers. It's time for Side Scrollers on youtube.com with me, Stuttering Craig. I like movies that have sand in them. Wow.
He doesn't like it in his mouth.
And producer extraordinaire, Travis Key.
I don't like the texture in my mouth.
What? And brought to you by you, the G2 community at patreon.com/sidescrollers. And now, broadcasting from our homes, it's time for the number one gaming and entertainment podcast on planet Earth. It's time for Side Scrollers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, welcome out to Side Scrollers on youtube.com and especially rumble.com today and at twitch.tv. For how long, we don't know. Twitchsters, you just hang out because that terms of service, I ain't signing that. Good to see you guys. Welcome out. It's Happy Friday time, and today we're doing something totally unique, something totally different, which is why we're going to play it safe today. We're doing a call-in show, and we're talking about all sorts of stuff. It's going to be a good one today. But first, let's introduce everybody on our little staff of fun. Staff of fun? That sounds like something Travis would have sold. Hey, it's Travis Keys.
Good morning.
There it is.
Let's move on to Blabs. I wasn't ready for that. Usually it's me that starts off that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, it's Blabs.
I'm clean. I don't have a staff of whatever the infections. No, go to Dan next.
Staff of fun?
Staff infection is what I... No, anyway, go on.
Gross. Also joining us, the sultry, sweet, succulent, amazingly angeled voice who still, for some reason, thinks that Outback Steakhouse is a fast food place. It's Dan Vasc.
Hello, Craig. Or should I call you Ghost of Christmas Past?
Oh,
huh?
you found me, huh?
YouTube recommended me that video. Do your colleagues know of your true identity?
No.
Yeah,
Oh, you should show them.
I've seen
G2s know? The G2s know? The G2s probably know.
I'll say it's probably the most hardcore of hardcore who have been following me for a long time now, because that was a very, very early video for sure.
Yeah, YouTube recommended me that video, and I was like, "That's right, that was Craig." Oh my god,
that's right, way back in the day, man.
That's some old internet lore.
Oh, you guys need to see it. You guys need to see it.
Well, I hope you guys realize on Twitter when I made the tweet for today, or X, whatever it's called, I literally put emotes of Outback Steakhouse for Dan and just emotes. It's like an out, a back arrow, a steak, and then a house.
Thank you. I actually don't have some Outback for a long time. I might have it just later today.
I've inspired you to go eat Outback Steakhouse.
I need a good
me.
steak too.
Hey, Blabs, do you have your DMs back?
Yeah, I got them back at like 7:30 this morning.
Okay. I didn't know that was a thing.
I couldn't respond to anyone. All I could do was just react with emotes. I was like,
Yeah,
hello from the outside.
That shit's insane. Like,
yeah, why would they change that all of a sudden where it was free and then no, you're not allowed to. Like,
they're literally promoting people not to do their business on Twitter.
Right? Unless you pay the $8 a month.
I mean,
don't give it to you.
And then it is tax deductible, but then you have to deal with all that shit to fucking send messages. It's crazy.
I was like, well, I'm done for the day.
$8.
Yeah.
So look, we had a really unique show today. Right? We're going to do something we've never done. We're going to try something that look, we're just taking chances here, right? I've done a call-in show before. Sometimes it's worked, sometimes it's been horrible, right? But that's the beauty of what we have going on today. So we're going to do a little bit of news. We're going to do a little bit of chit chat, and we're going to be showing off collectibles today, which is really, really fun. Blabs has stuff. Travis, of course, is going to get into his closet and find something. And Dan also has
staff of fun.
Yeah, Dan's going to bring out his staff of fun as well.
Nice. Indiana Jones 6 and the
I mean,
the staff of fun.
We may make more money today if that's the case.
The staff of fun? I don't even know what. Trev, what are you even talking about? I don't even understand.
Nothing. Let's move on.
So we're gonna do some collectibles today, and we're gonna do like a little collectible show because let's be real. The news is pretty slow on Fridays, right? So Fridays we're trying to do something a little bit different. But when we get to the point to where we actually provide you guys a link to call in, number one, we're going to provide it over on patreon.com/sidescrollers exclusive to our patrons. Why? Let me tell you why. Because when you put a link out into the ether, sometimes insanity happens. And insanity can be good, but as we saw yesterday behind the scenes while we were doing a Star Wars panel, sometimes it can be bad as well. Because we gave the link to somebody that was supposed to show up yesterday, and they ended up passing the link on to some other people, and those people were bombarding us behind the scenes.
Oh, you missed it though. They passed it on to another group of people also.
Yeah,
that's good.
I think
Dang.
I'm not gonna say who the person is, but I personally think their excuse was bullshit. But that's
Right.
my
I
opinion.
shredded him
But
politely with nice choice of words, no insults or anything. But I said my piece to him.
But the idea of when you provide a link out into the open world, like it's dangerous. It can be dangerous. With that said, when we start doing call-ins, we're going to move the show over to Rumble because YouTube doesn't allow us to say things on here, and we don't know what you're going to say. So when you come on the show, you could start going crazy. We know there'll be no repercussions for that on Rumble, whereas on YouTube, we could lose our entire channel. So it makes sense, right? I think that sounds fair and fun.
To be fair, we don't usually know what I'm gonna say either, but you know.
Well, listen, if we lose our channel because of you, Trav, I swear,
I'll move, go into hiding, get witness protection.
I hear Alaska's nice this time of the year.
Right. So I will provide a link on our Patreon at patreon.com/sidescrollers in a little bit, right before we do that. With that said, I do want to talk about Patreon for a minute because Patreon has been going through some interesting things over the last week or so. We've seen them. We've seen them in the past. They've deplatformed people for things that they didn't even say on their platform. They've gone out of their way to kind of be the authority on things you can and cannot say, which is what we're dealing with here on YouTube as well. And I've always said from the start that Patreon is not the end goal here on Side Scrollers, right? My goal is I want to create a platform that allows other people to make a living, right? So eventually I would love for your support to be moved over to that platform. With that said, if you want to become a patron today, that's awesome. I'm not going to encourage you to become a patron today because I think that in the very near future we'll have an alternative, okay? But if you do want to be a part of the show, that is the only way to be a part of the show today. So just want to be fully transparent about things because I don't see Patreon as a long-term thing for us. It's been a very short-term thing. We've used it since the start, but it has also been good for us. So with that said, that's where we're at. So yeah, cool. Any questions? Yeah. Hey, the Red Ranger came in as a member for 2 months over on YouTube. Says, what's a skeleton's favorite snack? Ribs. Let's go.
Oh, I was like,
That was good. That was good.
Thanks.
I can appreciate that.
Love that. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that need to talk about. Oh, today is.
That might have been me. Sorry.
You okay?
So, are the aliens coming?
Just some bike sounding like the apocalypse here. Sorry.
Harleys sound like that all the time.
Now, Blabs, just so
Dan's
you know,
right.
you don't know this, but what Dan was referencing at the very top of the show of me calling me the ghost of Christmas past is.
Oh, you have it?
Is this? And I don't want to show video because this is crazy because it will actually be flagged by Cinemaster by their bots. No. So anyways, this is me in like 2007. Yes. And when James Rolfe, who is the Angry Video Game Nerd, invited me and Tom, who was one of the guys I started Screw Attack with back in the day, to be in an episode for the Christmas Carol episode of the Angry Video Game Nerd. And he's like, hey, all you got to do is just shoot yourself against a wall and be a ghost. So I wrapped myself up literally in a blanket that was on the ground. I put it under my hat because the hat was a thing at the time, and I thought it'd be funny. And then he made us look good, and he told us what lines we needed to do, and it was fun. So I actually still get asked about being the ghost of Christmas Past many years later.
We have so many ghosts on the stream. First Flaw with the ghost of Glizzy's past. Now you.
I'm
How many ghosts this week?
Yeah.
I'm curious. So since you said the bots will flag it, and I'm just wondering when people are going to start utilizing AI for their bots to flag stuff, because a bot should be able to figure out that's your likeness, this is your channel, and not flag it. You know what I'm saying? If it's AI.
Right, but you're talking about something that YouTube is like. I mean, come on, that's not going to happen on YouTube anytime soon. And they're going to do their best to protect the businesses associated to it. So you know, and I just don't want to I don't want to get flagged for like.
And I get that. I just think it's like, if it's your likeness, you should be able to use it. You know what I mean? But
right,
yeah, that would be the fair thing to do. But YouTube is not for fairness; it's for the businesses.
True.
That keep it alive. So the creators are the last thing on their minds.
Right, 100%, 100. And check this out. Extra Zero came in at the $4.99. Says, as a collector myself, I have a massive Transformers collection. I can't wait to see what y'all got. Happy Friday. Let's freaking go. Extra Zero. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And like when we allow call-ins here shortly, we would love for you guys to show off your collectibles as well. If you'd like to be on the show, it can be gaming related, entertainment related, whatever's important to you. Travis was like, maybe people are into cars and they collect cars. If you have a car collection, show us your car collection, you know, whatever.
Let's go to the garage.
Stream from your garage. Yeah.
Some people collect dogs.
Well, the beautiful thing about it,
you know, like
what?
Some people collect pets. People are.
I thought he meant like little porcelain
Some
figurines,
ladies
like a dog
collect
collection
cats.
of figurines. No, he means real animals.
Yeah,
Gotta catch them all like Pokemon Go.
Some ladies, very mentally healthy ladies, collect cats.
Right. Some very mentally healthy ladies collect cats.
And Dan Vasc.
Oh gosh.
I'd never had one cat in my entire life.
They just live outside your house.
I'm a cat person, but I own a dog, which is funny. But
I have two dogs.
Hey, dude says, at least speaking of yesterday, says dude says, at least we got Spider-Man. We could have Tifa in the Italian Senate. That's right. Yeah, Spider-Man popping in was pretty funny. Sure,
we need to get that meme where that music starts playing like da 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 da. It's just Spider-Man just popping up.
At least he didn't say live what he was saying to us.
Yeah.
Back here.
Well, I think that was somebody else, but
there were other people. He was fine, the SK guy. He was okay.
Well, I think it may have been somebody using his name afterwards, because after he was gone, somebody used that SK name. So I think they changed their name.
In the chat? Anyway, yeah, it was a free fall backstage, guys. That's all you need to know.
there was a lot of really like unbelievably racist things being said in the private chat, and like I was like, wow, not by us, but by these people who were coming in using this link.
So while we were having that wonderful Star Wars conversation, think about that all of our guests and us are getting to see this wonderful shit while trying to hold a conversation.
I had to talk to each one of them afterwards individually, like, sorry about that. Here's what happened.
Yeah, it was. Hopefully you guys couldn't tell while it was happening.
No, I don't think they could.
Good.
Also,
I really don't think so. The only thing they could see was you texting me, looking down. I was like, oh shit.
not that it matters to me what people think about me, but I want to clarify it for our community.
Here we go.
I stepped in to the Star Wars thing. I could have been on either side of it. Okay, somebody didn't show up, so I just argue really well. So I put me over there. Okay.
No, you did a great job. I had people coming to me after and say, Travis really stepped it up. Like, he did great. I was like, yeah, he was filling it in, guys. That wasn't his actual opinions.
Now, don't get me wrong. I do like
some Disney stuff,
some of the new Disney stuff, but you know,
he was just playing. He was playing contrarian. That
right, devil's advocate. Which you know, I'm good at.
Retro Jim says, have you guys seen the new Godzilla -1 trailer? Anybody?
What's that?
No.
It's the trailer for Godzilla -1.
Maybe we should watch it.
Godzilla -1.
I want to point out, I did not steal Dan's tank top. When did you get your tank top, Dan?
I got it online, actually.
When?
When? Oh.
Yeah.
probably 6 months.
Yeah, I've had this tank top for like 4 or 5 years. So if anything, you're copying me, bro. Case closed.
You need to buy new clothes.
Why?
5 years is too much,
No, it's not. I don't give a
It
shit about
is.
fashion.
especially for white tops.
What does it
Okay.
even mean?
Starts getting
Uh,
all yellow.
What? Okay. Okay. All right.
That Godzilla thing looks badass.
All right.
You're
Let's go
weird,
over and check
Dan.
it out. Like, we're off to a rip roaring start today. Here we are.
Wait, this is Toho?
Godzilla. -1.
There you
Yeah.
go.
That
Man,
looks
poor
great.
Japan, they just keep getting like bombed.
I love that Americans call it Godzilla because they thought that's what Japanese people were saying. They were saying Gojiwa, which means big lizard, giant lizard. And
Wait, really?
Yes, and Americans heard Godzilla, and so they started calling it Godzilla. Which is
Huh.
There you go.
Interesting.
And now we know. And now we know.
Cool.
Diana came in with the $2 Rumble rant. Says, what a good way to end the week with Dan here. Love y'all. God bless. And best chat around. Let's go. That's over on Rumble.
Thank you.
Rumble.com/sidescrollers. And Starscream says, didn't get to watch live yesterday, but just wanted to say you did an excellent job moderating the panel, Craig. Your grin and metaphorical devil horns when stuff got heated got me freaking rolling. Had me freaking rolling.
Actually, watching it back, you and Blab's reactions were the best part about the whole thing.
Oh, yeah?
Well, I was trying to be so neutral, but it's hard. I was like, I'm nodding over here.
There was one part that I could have not been so asinine about when I asked him, "Can you be a force ghost without forgiving yourself?" I was a little aggressive when I said it, but
Travis aggressive? What?
What?
And then Mike has bad knees says, Dan, how does it feel being the only Brazilian not working for the Rippaverse?
Who says I'm not working in something with the Rippaverse right now?
Oh,
Theme song. A reverse theme song coming soon.
wow. Crazy.
Am I wrong?
Might be or might not be. Who
All
knows?
right. Well, look, we got a lot going on today. Like I said, we're doing this call-in show. If you guys are interested, I will be providing a link in just a little bit over on patreon.com/sidescrollers for our patrons. And we'd love for you guys to be a part of the show when we do that. We're going to start by talking about, we're going to start showing off some of our collectibles and stuff. But should we do any news today? What do you guys think? Should we do news or should we just go right into it?
Jump right into it.
Okay, sounds good. But before I do, I want to let you know that Garfield's Bizarre Adventure wants to know, says, sup, Craig and everyone. When is Craig doing a musical duet with Dan?
Let's do a Broadway show.
Sing
With
Bonnie
da-
Tyler,
with
I need a
dancing
hero.
and all
Go.
that.
Sing what?
Bonnie Tyler, I need a hero.
I,
You know, like holding out for a hero?
I
Of
don't
I
know.
need a hero.
of
There you
all
go.
the
That's a
things,
funny
Oh, that
I
one?
could picture Craig singing, Broadway is not one of them.
Lame is, yay.
I'm with you on that.
I dreamed the
Like
dream and then I died.
0%
Yeah.
chance I would be good at
Adventure, exploration, doing new things.
What? Craig's gonna start singing "Hello, Dolly"? What are we
Fucking
talking about here?
925.
You know, legitimately, one of my favorite songs is
What?
I love the opening from Oklahoma.
Yeah,
There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. There's a bright golden haze on. Do you know that song, Dan?
I never heard that.
Oh, what a beautiful morning! That's a perfect
Oh,
song
what a
for you,
beautiful
Dan.
day. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Like, do you not know that song?
No, never heard
Get
it.
culture, Dan. This is like your profession right here.
play it.
Oh,
I
music.
believe that it's public property now. I believe it's old enough.
Here you go. Hold on. This is
Oklahoma's old as shit.
I'm like the sort of guy who listens to the same 4 or 5 bands his whole life. Like people think I know everything about music. I know nothing.
okay. Take a listen, Dan.
That
Let's
Dan
listen to
knows
this. This is from the. Now we're definitely like 100% gonna get flagged for this. Definitely
man.
100%. But I do want to play this just because it's awesome.
By the way, 1907 is when this was written.
Damn it, Travis!
Over 100 years.
Amazing. Here we go.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way.
You would kill that song, Dan. You would kill
Actually, yeah,
that
he
song.
That
would.
sounds
Yeah.
really cool. That
You
sounds
would-
How do
really
you
cool.
not know this song? Even I know this.
Is that from a musical?
Yeah,
Yes.
Oklahoma. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never watched it.
So it's
Old
it
as
starts
shit.
off, yeah, it's super old, and it starts off with a guy walking through a meadow, and he's just like a happy guy walking through, talking about how great life is. It's awesome. It really is. And
Sounds like something you want to wake up people with.
it's what's funny about that
It's
is
his alarm.
there was actually the Today Show, I think on NBC, the national broadcasting company here in the United States. That was actually the theme to their morning show. So
Morning
people
show.
would actually wake up to that.
That was back
Perfect.
when,
Perfect.
back when the news would like shut down for the night and then like start up again in the morning.
Right. Anyways, I fully
That's cool.
encourage you to listen to that song, and
Mhm.
I think you would murder that song. You would kill it. So,
Yeah, he's got
He's
got
got to do
the
a Celine Dion cover first. I've been
He's-
waiting for over a year now.
he's got the deep voice. for it. It would sound
Titanic
good.
one.
No, you said you were gonna do Celine Dion cover.
I have a Titanic. What is the name of the song? The Titanic song.
My heart
got-
will
My
go
heart will go
on.
on. I have an instrumental for My Heart Will Go On.
What about
that I
Ashes?
just
Do
I just
that
have
one.
to mix. No, My Heart Will
that
Go On
one.
will get a lot more views.
The
Yeah, you
thing
kill
about
it.
Celine
true.
Dion is, man, her octave is so fucking high. Like, I don't know. Singing in a man's voice might not be the easiest thing to do.
Have
Dude,
you never heard
I'm
of the
just-
Bee Gees? They sound like they've been kicked in the balls. He's
Who do
got
you
it.
think
It's
you're
fine.
talking to? I'm
Well,
playing
I
back.
apologize, Dan. I apologize.
Yeah.
I know. I like how Dan took so much offense at. Who do you think you're talking to, Travis?
You talking to me? You talking to
That's
me?
too high. No, it's not too high. I'm
For
Dan
me.
Vasc.
Hey, give it up for Wicked Virtue.
Hi,
Great to
Wicked.
see you. Wicked, thank you so much for coming in with the $3 super sticker. That's so nice. That's really appreciate that. That's very generous of you. Great to see you. Looking forward to having you back on the show again very soon. Also, dude says Dan should have done the Barbie song to tie into the algorithm for the Barbie movie to help him against Nerdrotic.
Yeah, man, there's a bunch of viral songs that I'm not doing because I kind of got a little bit tired of that hunt,
Mhm.
hunting for viral content for you to do. I think if your channel is just starting and you're just a starting musician trying to make a living out of music, that's what you have to do. But I think the goal has to be to get out of that rat race at some point. Otherwise, you go crazy. So that's why I stopped doing the Mario song too, the Peaches song too, because I realized I was just like, hey, I don't actually like that song, so why am I doing it? Just for the views? I don't need the views.
Right.
It's my channel is in a good place. So there comes a point that it needs to stop being a job and start to be fun.
Yeah, and
Listen
when
to
you're
Dan.
singing, when you're singing for fun or playing your instrument, Blabs will know this. When you're not even realize you're performing for somebody, that's when it sounds the best.
Exactly.
Because you're into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're doing it for you.
Right.
It's like I left my quote unquote normal job and I left college because I wanted to do something that I loved. So inside the area, inside the subject that I love, which is music, will I start doing stuff just for views, just for the obligation of doing it? Then what's the point of having abandoned a quote unquote normal job to do music? There's no point if I start doing that. So it needs to be fun.
Right. Because then it starts
Love it.
becoming work.
Exactly.
Just Legacy came in with the $10 super chat.
I don't
Says,
think
"Hi."
that's going to happen. But
Says, hi, Side Scrollers crew. Did you guys know that Craig loves Smooth by Santana? Sorry, Craig. Thanks, Just Legacy. It's probably my least favorite song literally in the world.
Sing it
You-
for us.
You know this one. That's all I can hear. That's all
You know
I
what's
can
funny?
hear.
Every time I hear that song, I think of it. They were playing at Costco when I was a kid once, and I was getting like those Quaker Oats granola bar sample that they used to do. Costco used to do samples, and every time I would grab one for some reason, that song was always playing. So now I just relate it to like granola bars. You know, 5-year-old me just snacking out at Costco is the best time ever.
I will say this, man. There's something about radio culture, and when you grew up in the 90s, and it really was a big part of your life because there wasn't much to do, but they play the same songs way too much, like so much so that I detest them. When what was it, No Scrubs back in 96ish, they played that song literally 10,000 times in a month, literally.
So there's rules as far as how many times a song can be played. I think it's once every 90 minutes.
Which is
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah. At least as far as the radio goes, which
In the same station or overall?
that's the same station.
Okay.
Now, if let's say a company owns 3 stations, they could have it being played every 15 minutes,
Right.
or every 20 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever the math comes out to, every 30 minutes. So you're constantly getting bombarded by it, right? And that really comes down to there's a thing in radio called payola. Do you know what that is? Anybody have
Pay to
any idea?
play?
It's
No.
kind of a pay to play where
Ah.
you would think that a radio station would just be playing music because they love it. No, that's not how it works. Are you kidding me? They are 100% built around the idea of receiving money from the record companies to play the music. That's their marketing,
Which
So
is
they play-
insane.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah,
it just goes to show you, if you have enough money, say a rich parent wants their kid to be a singer. Well, we could do that easy. We're going to go produce a song and I'm going to pay these people to play it.
It's been
Yeah,
done.
but it's like
Yeah.
the material still has to be good. Otherwise, it's just like when that ad that you see 10,000 times on YouTube that you don't care about and it's just annoying. You know what I mean?
It depends.
Okay,
Good or catchy. It has to have a hook, a catchy
Mhm.
hook, because there can be something that you can't stand that won't get out of your head.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
what
So
I'm talking about. Yeah.
So I actually have a retort to that. It doesn't have to be good to be successful because you have songs like this.
In the backseat, gotta make my mind up. Which seat can
Is this a remix?
Nope.
It's Friday.
Look at Blabs rocking out.
You do know
Dude,
that
that was like middle school, freshman year almost. Yeah.
she actually made another song called
It's Saturday, yeah.
She did.
Yeah,
a
when I
Saturday
say
song?
good,
Yeah, it's
She
called a
did.
Saturday.
when I say good, and don't necessarily mean like musically rich.
Right.
It needs to be, what I mean by good, it needs to be sellable. It needs to be commercial.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you like all you need is a hook nowadays. Like me and my mom were driving in the car on vacation one night, and we were listening to some rap.
Craig's
And then, I
dying still.
swear to God, this guy in his rap song said the same word over and over and over and over for like 3 minutes. And I turned and looked at my mom and I said, "I'm gonna wreck the fucking car. Like, we gotta change this shit." Like,
Dan, you need to sing Smooth Operator.
Smooth Operator.
I just love. I'm cracking up because I'm looking at the chat and someone. Half the chat's like Friday, yeah, and the other half's like, oh, Friday. I see like Yumi in the movies who's like, woo, Friday, high five.
yeah, I think some people take the shortcut and they take the hook of a song and just say it over and over rather than having it be like a nice little present in the song.
It's a total science to make a song that gets stuck in your head. It's a total, like, there's an objective step by step that you follow to get a song stuck in someone's head. And a good musician should actually know about that, to use that to his advantage, to because your song, if you want to make musically rich material, it also has to be easily consumable at some point. It has to have a hook. Otherwise, it's just some like very niched down prog rock that nobody will listen to, but it's super musically rich. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
For example, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang. That was a song.
What are you saying
The
to
only
me?
words in the entire song were Gucci Gang. And that's
Oh,
what
man.
made that fucker famous.
So there's a golly, it just makes you want to slowly just take a knife. Sorry, I'm not even gonna.
That's actually what helped Mr. Beast become famous, because he said Gucci Gang a million times on stream. And that was one of his really big breakout things that he did.
I want Craig to watch It's Saturday, the music video.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be doing that today. Thanks, Blabs. Appreciate that.
I'm just saying. I think it could be a nice little Patreon goal one day. Make Craig sit down and watch Saturday for 5 minutes.
Andrew came in.
Santana would be the soul crusher.
The worst one. Says, Dan, nice Blabs cosplay, but you're missing the hat. We need to get you a hat, don't we?
Boss.
What's that?
Go, ooh, or how
Ooh.
yeah, that shit. See?
Gravy D is also a brand new member. Let's go, Gravy D. Appreciate that.
Make me sound like Mickey Mouse on helium.
Golly.
Mickey Mouse on helium.
Diana says, Dan caught your stalker Twitter wondering the outcome. Did the ladies back off? Curious minds want to know. Do you have a stalker, Dan?
Well, I have a bunch always.
He does.
Dude,
Really?
I sometimes I show the DMs I get to Blabs. By the way, I've shown your DMs to Blabs. I know you're watching this. Blabs.
Oh, I
and
thought you were talking to me.
laugh
Like,
about you.
don't show her the DMs I sent you.
Question. Are there pictures in this DM?
Sometimes.
Unfortunately,
No.
not. And if there were,
Well, there's photos
it would
of
probably
her.
not be worth it, because no attractive girl does that. No
No attractive
attractive
girl.
girl
They-
stalks anybody.
they could
it's
be crazy.
really, really rare. It does happen sometimes, but it's really, 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 really rare.
So what you're saying is all your stalkers aren't hot.
Yeah.
Well, if they were, and just a little bit crazy.
Dude, there's no such a thing, because when a hot girl is crazy, she's crazy, man.
Yeah.
She is
If
crazy.
she's got the
man.
crazy eyes, time to dip.
Dude,
Never
and it's
dip
like
your
I'm
sticking
a
crazy.
super easy guy to please. There's only two things I expect from women.
Hold on, pause.
Should
Blabs?
this be a Rumble conversation?
No.
Let's
Blabs,
guess what they are.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are the two things that Dan expects from a woman?
Sex and sandwiches. The double S's, bro.
Well,
Am I right?
yeah, that's true. No,
All right, Dan, what's the real thing?
it's well, it might be indirectly related to that.
Travis.
Be hot and don't be crazy. That's it. That's it.
Oh man, that's
So
funny.
hot and normal.
Yeah. Be
Fuck
hot
yeah,
and
you
Here's
don't
gotta
be
make
one
crazy.
sex,
sandwiches.
ladies. Wow.
Well,
That's so funny.
Well,
Well,
that
that's not entirely what I said. You can find print.
That's hilarious. Crazy T came in with the 100 bits over on Twitch. Once again, live everywhere today. And thank you so much for your support. This is the reason why I don't listen to radio. I'll stick to my phone. I'll stick to my music on my phone. Crazy T. Hopefully you're speaking of what we were talking about just a few minutes ago with the
them
payola thing. Yes,
eating
for
shit.
sure.
Yeah.
Look at this. A little crazy never hurt anybody.
No,
It
Sean, never
depends.
dip your dick in crazy.
It depends, because Dan said there's a certain crazy that's okay. Like if you're sex crazed, I'm okay with that for a while.
yeah, there's tasteful crazy. There's like acceptable crazy. It's like, but
Well,
if it's
yeah.
acceptable, is it really crazy? There's a
Right,
philosophical
well,
question.
Maybe to some people. Like if you're sex crazed, I'm okay with it, but don't like show up at my job. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense. That makes sense. That would be
Just been saying let's go in the
that
car.
would be an
Like, no, I'm
acceptable
working.
definition. Yeah. Don't show up on my job, or don't move cross country to my fucking street. Sorry.
Wait, has that happened?
Yeah, that's weird.
I told you, Blabs.
I'm sorry,
Did you
what
move
happened?
cross country to your street? No.
Yeah, didn't I tell you that?
No.
That's
Oh, we have so
restraining.
much catching up to do later.
That's
Oh.
restraining order level of crazy.
Yeah, it
is. Like,
Crazy stuff. It's like she figured out where I lived through like combining
A
pictures
photo?
that I took from my living room and checking the window and looking at Google Maps and comparing the windows of all the houses in my street. She found out where I lived through that.
do you
That's
know
psychotic.
how
That is-
crazy you have to be to like visually try and find out like
I'm
through
telling you.
pictures? Like that's insane. How many houses?
And my
did she-
street is a big street. It's like probably more than 100 houses.
So
Damn, she spent a lot of time doing that.
is she
Like,
still there?
I don't
She's
know.
like, she's next door. She's in my
Well-
living room. Yeah.
I said, look behind you.
I would say if he did get a restraining order against her, she probably can't live there. She's probably too close.
Yeah, no. See,
No,
Dan's
I
got-
cannot file a
That's not a
restraining order
knife.
because she actually didn't do anything against the law. She actually
That's so
didn't do anything
stupid.
wrong. So I cannot file a restraining order because she has to do something crazy first. I need to bait her to do
You mean
Yeah,
you
well,
mean
and
like
I've heard cops say that to people before. Well, we can't. Being creepy isn't a crime. Yeah, well, when you're like a 40-year-old man going out to a kid's soccer game and like standing there,
It's like
alone,
when it's a
you know, like-
girl, when it's a girl doing that to a man, the whole like they see it entirely differently.
yeah, it's there's a certain level where normality becomes crazy just by the act of doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But yeah, I show up to the police like I'm not a small guy, and it's like look at that man, he's all afraid of that little girl.
Yeah, they think it's a joke.
Yeah. So and then
Why are you
they
so
may
mad
not
about it?
think
Yeah.
it's a joke, but they don't take it as seriously. If you were
Well,
a
so you get
woman.
fucking stabbed and got some woman living in
So-
your house.
Yeah.
Do you see her like at grocery stores and stuff?
No, I don't see her for a long time, but I have acquaintances that know her because she made friends with a lot of people in my life. Like she went to my
She's
old church.
self-inserted.
She started going to my old church and made friends with a bunch of people there. And it's like, yeah. And they tell me that she's still around, but I don't see her for a long time.
That's
Do you-
insane.
I always feel like
do
somebody's
you-
watching me.
do you have weaponry with you at all times, Dan? Like
Yes.
at all times, do you carry that around with you? Because I would.
No,
In the shower, too?
I don't. Here in Brazil, it's very
Right.
difficult to have a carry permit. I'm trying to do it, but we got a really lefty president. I know this is not a political show, so I will be brief about that. We got a really lefty president who's making it a lot harder to get a carry permit. So
Well,
And
Tough.
Yeah.
Unaverage Joe says she's probably watching the stream right now. Is she watching the stream right now?
maybe.
you're crazy if you are, bitch.
Wow.
Bitch.
Yeah,
Do you
Wait-
at
wait
least
a
have like cameras?
I do have cameras,
Okay,
and I have an electrical fence on
Good.
top of my front walls on my front garden.
Man, I can't imagine. Like,
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Andrew came in and says, a not crazy and hot woman is naturally impossible. Have you heard of the hot crazy matrix? No, I have not.
yeah, there's like the hotter you get, the crazier you get, and there's like so you meet in the middle. That there's a perfect level of hotness versus crazy and then it starts going the other. It's like an X.
Okay. No,
That's
they
funny.
exist, man. I believe it. I want to believe they exist. Non-crazy hot women.
That's funny. That's really funny.
I believe in non-crazy hot women.
By the way, we have the hot crazy matrix pulled up so we can all look at this.
Are we
really quick.
escaping the Matrix?
I feel like this is important. Let's check this out. Here we go. You can see the crazy axis right here on the left
zone.
versus the hot axis right here.
Tranny,
this is-
it's a guy.
so you can
I
clearly
love
see
that
here.
it's redhead strippers, girl named Tiffany, and hairdressers.
Stay far away from Tiffany's.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. The dating zone, the wife zone, the unicorn does not exist. The not crazy access versus the hotness. It's funny. That's
No,
really
I
funny.
believe it. I believe it.
Good stuff. Funny stuff. Love it.
We will
And
find them.
Andrea also came in as a member. Greatly appreciate that. Thank you very much. That is outstanding.
I will tell you, the Tiffany's I've known in my life sure were fucking crazy.
Yeah. What's
Oh,
the
man.
craziest? What's the craziest girl name? Like that when you hear it, you're like, oh yeah, she's crazy. Like the craziness. And chat, this is for you. What's the name that when you hear, you're like, oh, that girl.
Well, we could go with the classic Karen, but like,
See, the thing is,
That's
all
a
the
given.
Karens,
That's a given.
all the Karens that I know are actually,
Yeah.
are
I have an Aunt
very
Karen.
level.
my Aunt Karen's wonderful.
Yeah, I know 2 Karens. They're very level-headed.
But you also have to figure they've been facing this Karen, everybody using their name as this, like,
As a
insult.
meme. Yeah.
Right. So now they have to be like real level headed. Otherwise, they'll get called a Karen and they are actually a Karen. You
It's
see
a
what
I
I'm
love
saying?
Karen.
chat. Jessica says Seth.
Oh, fuck me. I've met some Jessicas in my day. My brother's. Oh, I shouldn't talk about that.
I feel that anything with more than 3 syllables.
I'll say somebody that was in my family at some point and who is no longer in my family's name is Jessica. Yeah.
Can you
I just
quit
think of
your
the movie
family?
The Hot Chick with what's his name? Rob Schneider.
She
Jessica.
married into our family.
Right.
Hey, Crazy T came in, says with 100 bits, says, Dan, I would have been screaming security. I definitely had a little stalker, my ex. Oh, that's crazy.
Ugh.
Oh, really? That's
Sorry about-
insane, man. Sorry to hear that.
It's worse
rough.
when you date
It
somebody
happens.
and they do it because then they know all this like personal fucking information about you, and
Yeah,
they
it's
might be out
amazing
to
how
get
how
ya.
people can change. Like,
Yeah.
it's insane.
Flip on a
It's
dime.
hard to believe that they were always like that.
Daremouth also came in with a $5 Rumble rant. Daremouth says, "Hey guys, how are y'all doing? Great, thank you very much.
Doing great.
Says,
Thank you.
are you guys going to talk about the AI woman discourse on Twitter? Crazy stuff. Are you guys familiar with this AI woman discourse thing?
Woman.
Know nothing about it.
No, I mean, I know that we talked about AI, and we actually talked a couple episodes about, maybe even earlier this week, late last week, where we talked about the AI influencer on Instagram that has over 100,000 followers, and they're not even a real.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I will say
yeah.
this though, for names and craziness, all the Travises I've ever met, I hate them. They're all douchebags. No, seriously, I had 2 Travises in my class, and I'm like, man, these fuckers got my name. They're such assholes.
BH over on Rumble was talking about the crazy names. Jade. Yeah,
I
Jade.
got a cousin named Jade, and she's wonderful.
Well, that's
She's
a lie.
actually in her family. She's the
That's a lie.
she's the nicest one of her whole family.
Yeah, to your face. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, let's get into this. Let's start, because I want to get to the call-in side of this. But before we do, we're going to do some collectible stuff today. And we wanted to use this opportunity. Blabs, you would do this show with G&G where you guys would do like show off your collectibles
yeah,
and stuff?
Dan would start off, probably show off his whale bone. I'm like, look what I got. And then-
Yes.
Yeah, we would just go around and be like, one person shows a thing per round, basically.
It's kind of like show and tell.
Mhm.
Kind of, right? So I only have a couple things to show. So let's just go 2 rounds here. If we have 2 rounds, that's great. And then we'll go to we'll move over to Rumble, and we'll continue the show with the call-in show. Speaking of, I'm going to put the link to the call-in show. I'll put it out there in just a couple minutes, but after our first round. So I'll put it once again. That'll be over at patreon.com/side-scrollers. So, okay, cool. Dan, you get to start. You're the guest.
Okay. It was very, very cool that we decided to do this, because I got something in the mail just today. So I've been playing a lot of this Pokemon Yellow, and I'm trying to get, because I never played it before when it released. I actually played it, but I never beat it. So I've beat it the other day, and I was thinking, hey, why don't I try to get all the 150 Pokemons that are in here? And then I discovered you actually have to have friends that have the other versions. There's the red and the blue version, because there are Pokemons that only show there. It's like, hey, Dan, you don't have any friends. You never get all the Pokemon because you don't have any friends to trade with. And to those people, I say,
Dan, did you buy
checkmate.
friends? Oh,
Yeah, he went and bought himself a friend. He's
No,
like, I
don't need any
then the rope
friends.
broke and he got away.
I will say this. That's how you sell some fucking games, though, ain't it?
Yeah,
You need
that's
the
true.
other two.
exactly. So that's my first submission. All the first generation Pokemon cartridges.
the oest of G's right there when it comes to the Pokemons. I remember just anytime there was a cartridge that wasn't gray, it was like a big deal. It's like, whoa,
Yep.
that's cool, you know. Obviously, the original Zelda was like that. The gray one initially, or the gold one initially, was like spectacular. But to see the, I thought that was pretty cool. I wasn't even a Pokemon guy for sure. So, but cool, nice. Well, when did you get those, Dan? Just today?
I just got this today. This one, the yellow one, I had for a while, but these two, the red and blue, I got it just today. And something really cool about those versions is that a company called Gradiente, Brazilian, are they Brazilian, or
I'm
do
not
they
sure.
do you guys have? They're probably Brazilian, because they used to be the ones who would distribute stuff here in Brazil for Nintendo, and those cartridges still have the Gradiente. If I can get it to focus.
Yeah, close enough. Okay.
Yeah, it still have the Gradiente little sticker in them. So this is really, really hard to find, and I'm really proud that I found those with the sticker still on them.
How do you spell Gradiente?
I'll put it on the chat.
I've actually considered trying to find new unopened copies of those games to save. Man, they're so fucking expensive to find an unopened version of those.
It's starting to get super rare. Those classic games that everybody looks for, they're starting to get super expensive and hard
Everybody's
to
looking for
find.
them.
Yep. Blabs, you're up.
All right, so I'll just do one really short one. So back in the day, EA used to own the license to the Harry Potter video games. Well, when they made the Quidditch World Cup video game, they did a little promo item. So here it is. It says Quidditch World Cup. It's a bit hard to read because it is reflective, but it says the game launches 31st October 2003. And inside was a set of 4 pins of the Hogwarts the crest, so Gryffindor, Slytherin, Hufflepuff, and Ravenclaw. So that was kind of cool. They don't really do that anymore, cute little promo items like that. And also, it's one of my favorite video games from Harry Potter. So that is one little guy. There he is.
Nice. Very cool. Nice. When did you get that?
I don't know, probably when, like, maybe 2005 or something. But yeah, this came out in 2003, and I've had it since I can remember.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Travis?
So, when I was, I don't know, like 5, me and my mom went and got a belt for my grandpa for Christmas, right? It's just got coins in it and stuff. Let me turn off my virtual.
It gets invisible. Cool.
Hey,
Okay.
look! Kirby!
So I have been going through. It's taken me like 5 years because I wanted to, when my grandpa died, we couldn't like cut it up and give it to my brothers and stuff because then we cut up my grandpa's shit. Well, they were very hard to find, and it took me 5 years of searching online, but I found enough of these to give as gifts for Christmas for my brothers.
So you're gonna give those to your brothers
Yes.
for Christmas?
And they weren't cheap, and they
Spoilers.
weren't easy to find.
So you had belts.
He's got a collection of belts. I did not have this on my
cool.
bingo card today.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
Neither did
Hey,
I. That's-
Travis, you have a nice background.
Why
Yeah, why
thank
don't you just use that?
Yeah,
I agree.
I'm actually gonna color more pictures and put them up.
that's
Oh.
cool.
If
Well,
anybody knows who Mushy Fluff is, she's the one who did these.
Moosh.
And sent it to
Yes. Moosh is great. Yes. That's outstanding. And yeah, keep that background from here on out, Travis. I like the color. It's good.
Mhm.
That you won't turn into a ghost.
Or tomato.
Or tomato. That's right. I guess it's my turn. I'm a big believer in like collecting like moments. I don't really have a whole lot of things.
Oh, wait. Did you notice the picture?
Las Vegas.
Oh, nice. That's the last meetup we had. That's awesome.
Just yanked it off the wall.
It's on Velcro.
Yeah, that's the last community meetup we had in Vegas a couple years ago.
Aww.
So
There's
Baby
my
Craig.
mom. There's Moose. There's me. There's Craig. Who was the other one who joined us? I forget.
I'll tell you what, they're going to be really pissed in the
Man.
chat.
It's
Yeah,
sad.
I forget.
But good stuff. Go pop
Wasn't
that back
it?
up there.
Oh, damn it. His name will come to me.
We had a lot of great community members come out that week. So tell you, he wasn't in that picture. Colorama. Damn, Colorama. You know who also wasn't in that picture? Com was drunk as a skunk. Sorry.
Yes, Cam was
awesome.
very drunk.
Anyways, I guess it's my turn. So, like I said, I don't collect a whole lot of stuff. I don't go out searching for things to put on my walls outside of periodic table of supports. But I do have this. I did have a small window of time where I was really into collecting like arcade games, like actual big old arcade games. You guys see, you got NBA Jam back here. NBA Jam is one of those that it's my favorite arcade game ever. I love it. I mean, there's Street Fighter 2 and such. And I actually have, this is really stupid for me, but I actually have the actual NBA Jam operations manual that was received
awesome.
in
Yeah,
the
that's cool.
Yeah, so this is really neat. It actually has the date. You can see this is January 93 in the upper corner over here.
I bet you that there's not a lot of these that even exist, because that's not something you like hold on to. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And it gives you this is a full rundown of how to set up your arcade cabinet. It goes into like the menus and everything attached to it, how many credits for a game, the different options, the attraction mode. Like it has all these really intricate things in here that nobody, voltage and jumper cables and all sorts of what's your certain cables you need to use, soundboard parts. Like this is all super, super niche. And there's also this nice little area in the back for notes that says notes on the back of it. It's like if you just, but it's good.
Old
And
manuals used to have that.
Yeah. It's fun, but it gives you the whole wiring diagram for for how it was supposed to look when, I love that stuff. I think that's really, really fun. So very niche, but I thought I'd share that with you guys. Dan, your turn.
Stuff. Okay. So to represent some of the things you see here behind me, it's one of the weirdest things that I collect is big box PC games. Those big boxes that the Windows 95 and Windows 98 up to the early 2000s and back in the 80s too, MS-DOS games used to be on those really big boxes because that was their marketing. Pretty much like vinyl, like the art itself was the marketing. So some of the rarest stuff that I have here.
Is that in box? Is that sealed?
No, it's not. It's just really well taken care
Is that
of.
Merlin?
No.
Oh.
Man, I'm with you on that, Dan. I love those big old boxes.
Yeah, they made some of those for Harry Potter way back in the
art
day.
on
I
them.
first knew them.
It's just great too. As I was a kid, I that's what got me to buy a game.
Because they will stand just like this in the store shelf, and you would like the one who would call your attention the most. It would be the one you would buy. So it was their marketing. So this one is sealed from the good old Sierra Online. So a lot of people don't know this, but Sierra Online, they used to do a lot of point and click adventure games back in the 90s and 80s too, some part of the 80s. And at some point, they were bigger than Activision on the PC game market. They were like a huge game company. This is Torrance Passage. It's super rare. It's super rare, and it's sealed. So I'm really proud of that. It's a point and click adventure game. And the last one is
just for reference on price charting. That goes for $75 new. If it's graded, it goes for $82.50. So
awesome stuff. Those PC games are not very valuable because they don't have a lot of demand for them. but the offer is really, really limited. But
Yeah,
very
'cause-
few people collect those.
Because you can't, if you don't have the old PC, you can't play them. You know.
Exactly. I have it, but there are also emulation options that you can have a DOS box, which is a MS DOS emulator. There are virtual machines that you can install Windows 95 and Windows 98, and there's GOG.com that they
Good old games,
release
yep.
old games, good old games. They release old games for the Windows that used to be for MS DOS and Windows 95 and even Windows 3 and stuff. For modern computers. So hashtag not sponsored. But this is the last one. The Dig doesn't look like it's sealed, but it is. It's one of those seals that it just seals the opening of the box because they want more space for marketing, and I love those. Like
That's awesome.
they're not happy
They're like books,
with only
yeah.
the front. You open the box and there's more marketing for you.
They
here. So
really don't use that reflective rainbow shit enough.
Yeah, I was just
anymore.
thinking the
it's
same
awesome,
thing.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so something really cool about the Dig is that it was the first and only game made by Steven Spielberg. Steven
Oh
Spielberg
wow.
wrote the story for this game, and it's a fantastic adventure game with a fantastic story. It's Steven Spielberg. So, yeah,
Love it.
really recommend it. I'm really
Love
proud
it.
of this one.
Very, very cool. Very cool. Let me read off a couple Rumble rants as Blabs gets ready to show us our next Harry Potter thing. It says Diana says, Craig, you may be the only one to have that. So cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. I never really thought of it like that, but maybe
Well,
it's actually in very good condition.
That's the way I see it. Paper stuff don't last because of floods, kids, animals. You know what I'm saying? Or it's just in a stack of papers and it gets bent or destroyed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna Google it really quick and see if I can find it because I'm sure somebody else has it. Positive.
Yeah, probably just not that many. I would bet.
Who knows? Dan also says, Dan really like the point and click adventure games. You have a fantastic collection. Well,
Thank you.
done.
Thank you
Very
so
nice.
much.
Hi, Blabs. Oh, by the way, the link to the call-in show is up on Patreon right now. If you guys would like to get in and queued up to chat with us, we're going to move over to Rumble in just a little bit. I see Unafraid Zio's already joined us, which is great. We'll get over there. We're going to be doing the call-in portion of the show a little bit later, and we're going to be doing it exclusively over on Rumble because we don't know what's going to come out of your filthy little mouths. There you go. But once again, you don't need to do collection stuff. If you guys have questions for us, if you guys want to talk about gaming stuff, it can be whatever you guys want to talk about. It is an open invite, but the link is over on Patreon. So there you go. Blabs, you're up.
Right, so I actually posted a video about this on my YouTube like a week or two ago, but I have a teapot. It's a pre-film, so it's like an illustrated version by like Fred Boat of Harry flying. This was before the movies came out because they didn't have any actors to base it off of, so it's all illustrated. It's by a company called Johnson Brothers. They do a lot of like porcelain, like dishware, teapots, all that stuff. And so this, I believe, was made in Portugal. Yep, so made in Portugal. It's from 2001. If
fancy
you look,
one.
it's got the little golden snitch on it. Like it's
Have
like,
you
it's
used
like a
it?
proper No,
Have
it's
you
like a
used it?
proper teapot. No,
Can
I
you-
would never use it because
can
I
you-
feel like the paint would come off too or something.
Yeah. Can you take
It
the
doesn't
lid off
say
and
the
show us?
dishwasher safe. It's that old. It's like one of those ones. I think
If
it's
you
hand
would
painted.
use it, what kind of tea would have
English
to be in
breakfast
there?
tea.
Can you
makes
show us
sense.
the pattern on the lid?
Yeah. Okay. So let me just.
Because
Don't
it
worry
looks
about
like
this.
a fancy teapot.
Yeah,
that
so
they
it's
use.
basically got the crest on it. It's really hard to see.
Yeah,
I'll send you
that's
photos of
yeah.
it later, but it's
Definitely
got the
not
crest.
to use. Yeah.
Got all the
Yeah.
crest from Harry Potter, so like all
That's
all
cool.
4 houses. I think even maybe the Hogwarts crest on here. No, it's just the 4 houses. But yeah, it's really nicely detailed, and it even has the little thing on like the lip that doesn't fall out or anything. Like it's a proper teapot, guys, and I have multiple teapots actually. I got like 3-4 of them at this point. I don't know. I like teapots.
Proper.
Yeah, that kind is not meant to boil water in. You put hot water into it. You know.
Yeah,
Well,
so I have a lot of that stuff.
That's a teapot, and he said it's from 2001.
Yep.
I'm trying to find it online.
It's a
If you go on
tea.
eBay, you do Johnson Brothers, so BROS, Harry Potter teapot. They range from like 50 to 100 plus, these guys.
Okay.
It's a tea potter.
Yes.
Hey.
Thanks, Trav.
So yeah,
Appreciate
it's
that.
illustrated on both sides, and then it's got the little golden snitch right there.
Love that.
Hard to
Awesome.
see.
Sorry, I have to amuse myself sometimes.
Well, amuse us now, Trav. It's your turn to go around the world.
So I showed you guys the belts that I'm collecting for my brothers. I've been in this very nice gift giving phase of my life. So when we were younger, my grandparents also gave us watches, and they didn't last very long because we were kids. But none of us have them anymore. So I went through and found brand new ones. They play music. They're Mickey Mouse watches.
So these are brand new Mickey Mouse watches that play music.
That were made in like the 80s.
I didn't know they made music watches.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear it, but
Yeah.
well,
What is it supposed to sing?
MICKEY Oh, the Small World.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it plays both of them.
Mhm.
And they were gifts, like I said, for my grandparents when we were younger. Nobody has them left. I'm trying to give my family things back that they had that were destroyed or lost.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, very
So
nice.
I'm gonna give that to them on Christmas too.
Way to go, and I'll make sure to spoil it for them. Okay, and once again, I guess I'm the last one to go, but I don't, like I said, I don't like to collect things, but I do like to have things from, nostalgia is really a powerful thing. We've talked about this.
Mhm.
And one of my biggest regrets probably and this is really, it's not really a regret, but I do wish I kept it around. We had an entire, the entire catalog of Nintendo Powers back in the day.
Really?
And I still have some of them.
I love Nintendo Power.
These are some of my favorite ones from back in the
dude.
day. Obviously, Battletoads,
Yeah.
That's
Star
awesome.
Tropics.
Great game.
Those are
And-
nice. I love the colors.
Yeah, so this is Blabs. This is quintessential early '90s, right?
I wasn't
And
born.
no, you were not. You were not born at this time. But you notice just the vibrant colors, and these are so fun to go back and look at.
Man, that reminds me
And-
of Goosebump books. That's color
Yeah.
scheme that they
That's
use.
awesome.
So
It's
when you go
Got
and
your
you look,
attention.
right, for sure. Like in this color scheme, just the pinks and the purples. This was
Mhm.
really something that was, I would say, very early '90s, like this
Mhm.
bright and pink. But this is, and I don't know if anybody else can speak to this, but the anticipation of receiving a Nintendo Power or a video game magazine every month was something that was like unmatched. It was so unreal. And this has, it has posters in it.
Though sometimes they were misleading because I wanted the Atari Jaguar or the Jaguar because they said it was going to be so cool and the Nintendo Power.
Right. But like and I love going through this stuff and seeing, this still has the inserts on it and
It's
stuff.
like a time machine.
Right. And you can see, okay, here you go. Look at this. So this has like the power to the players, measuring success, and it tells you like how this was rated. And this is when they were just implementing their rating system. But Blabs, does that game down there look familiar to you?
No.
It's Castlevania.
Oh yeah. I was looking at the other left. My right.
Vilter says, "Why aren't you wearing white gloves? Your oils, no." But I still have many Nintendo Powers, and many of these were my original copies that I've had for 30 years. And for me, these were my first exposure to a lot of these games. And you look at, like this is the most like 90s advertising in the background. It's just like, dudes having fun in their Jeep, yo.
Yeah.
You
Some of them
Yeah.
would be worth a shit ton of money. For example, my Zelda walkthrough, I sold that thing for $60.
You sold it?
$60. Yeah.
Dan's
Wow.
gonna riot over there. Craig,
So
how do you store them? Do you just leave them lying around or what?
I put them in a closet, and then I let them be. That's it.
You just throw them in a closet like
Well, and I don't actually throw them. I place
Yeah.
them, and then I, so yeah, but they're
Puts it there.
I place them there and I don't touch them, and then I bring them out every once in a while when it's time to do a show it off stream.
okay. I'm
Don't
not
eat
judging.
fries on top of them, that sort of stuff, and
To
they'll be all right.
clarify for the chat, since they're all worried, my brothers are not watching this. They're working.
Spoiling Christmas.
and they're not going to find out. I promise you.
That's okay. Dr. Dugwater TV came in with the $5 Rumble rant. Thank you very much, Dr. Dogwater. I love it. Says, as a massive Harry Potter fan, Blabs is winning every round so far. Well, that makes sense. Makes sense.
Nice.
Love it. Okay, so we've been going for over an hour over here on YouTube. This has been a really fun show. We're going to invite you guys to be a part of the show. This is a call-in portion. I want to reassure you that the show will continue over on Rumble, over at rumble.com/sidestrollers. In fact, in the pinned comment over here on YouTube, you can actually click the link to come over and continue the show. If you would like to be on the show with us and come in and ask us a question or show off your collection or whatever it may be, that would be amazing. All you got to do is head over to patreon.com/sidestrollers and find the link over there. We would love for you guys to join us. It'd be great. So head on over to Rumble right now. We encourage everybody to do that, whether you're watching over on YouTube or on Twitch. We're going to be exclusive to Rumble. No, they're not paying us to do it, but they're the only place that allows us to be
Free as a bird.
Yeah.
Leonard
exactly.
Skinner style.
So there you go. We don't anticipate anybody saying anything really horrible, but just in case you do, we got our butts covered. So
Didn't
with that said,
anticipate it yesterday either.
no, we did not. So
You never do.
Everyone, make the transition over to Rumble right now. I see the numbers growing ever so quickly.
Let's transition, guys.
That's right. Transition. You can identify as a Rumble viewer today.
Do you want to do memes now or afterwards? There's 3 in the private chat.
Let's do memes while everybody is moving over, and
I got you, nerdy.
And then we'll go over to the private, to go over to the call in side of things. So let's check it out. Let's go over there and check out these memes. We got this one first from Extra Zero, who will be joining us in just a second. He was queued up. This is great. It says Trav and Dan weigh in on collecting cats. Let's check this one out.
What? These very mentally healthy ladies collect cats.
Right. What? Some people collect pets. People are
I thought
pet
you meant
I love the opening. Damn it. From Oklahoma.
That was great.
Man.
That was
Great one. Fantastic.
That's one of my favorites. Or
Some
go
ladies,
crazy.
very mentally healthy ladies, collect cats.
Right.
What?
Some people collect pets. People are
I
pet
thought you meant
I love the opening from Oklahoma.
Or
Some
go
lady-
crazy.
I
I
like movies
love-
with sand in them.
I love that I was just smiling as I'm hurling cats at Dan.
Just brilliant. Just absolutely brilliant stuff. Then we have this one from Superman at No Green Rocks, who, by the way, is slicing and dicing our episodes up afterwards. Great job, No Green Rocks. Amazing stuff. Let's check this one out. This looks great.
How about new?
There you go.
Oh, God, yes.
Very nice.
Wise choice. Wise change.
Great.
Do you
cut.
think he can't sing high enough now, Travis?
No.
There you go.
And then we got this one from core member. This is Multiverse Gary's victim number 23 of the Gary the Bun Ripper. What is this? What is this about?
Yeah, well, there's this meme that Gary doesn't like my man bun and he wants to cut it. So in this multiverse version of me, he probably succeeded.
Apparently, yeah.
You don't look very good bald, Dan. Don't do it.
What's with the? But well, maybe that has to do with the fact that this is fake. But what's with the giant?
I know.
mole in my
I
head?
just tried to clean my screen. I'm like, what is that? on my
Hey,
screen?
yeah,
It's like from Robin Hood Men in Tights. I have a mole.
there's a giant cancer thing in my forehead.
Oh boy.
I think I get that checked out, bro.
All right, let's go and move over to Rumble. You guys head over rumble.com/sidestrollers. Once again, the link is over on the at the top of the chat. YouTube, I'm telling you, the show is ending now. Twitch, I'm telling you, the show is ending now. Head over right now. We have Unafraid Zeo, Shiny King, and Extra Zero all queued up. We would love for you guys to be a part of the show by going to patreon.com/sidescrollers and clicking the link and coming in and joining us, as well as look at this. GK is going to be joining us as well. Oh my gosh, this is going to be great. All right, YouTube, we'll see you guys later. Have a great day. If you guys are new, hit the thumbs up bar, hit the subscribe button. If you guys aren't new, hit the thumbs up button. As a way of saying au revoir.
And I know some people don't like coming to Rumble just because they're lazy, but you're going to miss out.
Do it.
This is it. This is
Jesus.
some of you waiting for the last minute. This is it.
Right now.
That's a threat, Dan. Don't do that. We'll get kicked off
Sorry.
YouTube. All right. Twitch, we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Now threaten them.
No, hold on.
Wait.
And YouTube, we'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Fatality.
There you go.